Ladies and gentlemen, this is Frank Donga, and you're listening to Boom Radio. Boom Radio. Keep listening. Don't touch it.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is the Boom Ball right here on your Boom Radio NG. My name is Dolupo. A big warm welcome to the bar today. It is a new week, a brand new week. So, welcome. So that basically it is Boom Ball. If you're just joining me or us for the very first time, we're going to be talking about what are you doing? Please, can you get away from my camera? You are in my camera. Thank you. Anyway, sorry for the break in transmission. You're actually in my camera. Please wait for your time. So basically, we're going to be talking about a lot of things. Of course, protest here and there is one of the major things that we're going to be talking about today. There's a lot of reactions from it. President Tinubu's speech. Reactions from the speech, updates from it. The what's the word now? Has the speech, the long-awaited speech that everybody, don't let me say everybody, a lot of people were talking about or wanted, as it served its purpose? Is it doing anything? We're going to be talking about that. There's a lot still on this protest issue. This is day 5 of the protest, and of course it is still ongoing. So we're going to be talking a lot about that also. Alrighty. There's a lot of gist here and there that we will talk about. So sit back, relax, and let us get right into the show. With me in the studio is Sola Rogers.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's always a pleasure to be at the bar. Welcome back, people. It's been an interesting couple of days since we were last here. Let's go.
Okay, so as we get right into the show, I think we should start from... Okay, there are a few things I didn't know here. As we get right into today's show, we're starting from President Tinubu's speech. What happened to it for people that okay, before we get reactions, what do you think? Was that speech needed? Is that did it make sense? Was it needed for that point in time? And now that a lot of people have asked for the speech and all that, did it make any sense? What happened?
Yeah. Was the speech needed? Did it make any sense? It depends on who you're talking to or who you're listening to. For me, I know that the instant people started protesting and they hit the streets or the designated protest points, especially in Lagos and Abuja, then the thing spread, especially in the north. I know that the next thing there is people going to be asking, as the president said, anything. It's a normal sequence. It's natural for them to say, oh, we've caused a little bit of trouble, and are we getting what we want, or are we going to step up our game? So most times when people are saying the president has not spoken, not because they want to hear the president's voice, not like they like him that much or they hate him that much. The bottom line is that they want to find out, it's some kind of assessment of their unrest or their protest, depending on what part of Nigeria you're watching. So, did he have to speak? Yes, he had to speak because it had gotten to the point where that's what everybody was demanding. And there were already insinuations. Is he even in the country? Is he even okay? He has not said a single word, you know. So you look at that and it's okay, to dispel a few things. Now, I watched that speech and And before watching the speech, I think one of the leaders of the protest, Showore, had put out the speech on put it out on social media, on Twitter, and maybe his other social media platform, but I saw it on his Twitter handle. When he put it out, someone now took that printout that Showore did and was watching the president's speech on TV and was reading along with him.
Yeah.
You get. And that also caused a lot of furore.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people like, why the leaking speech and the speech should not have been leaked, you know.
BT616 says, and I quote, "We all know why Sola is wearing headgear looking like Badibo 2.0. If you know, you know."
Okay, let me quickly address that.
There's a reason.
Let me quickly address that.
Okay.
The white cap had been in existence before Badibo was born. That's one. Two, I wear a lot of white caps just because I like white. And three, it actually goes with my Boom Radio t-shirt. Can you guys see my lovely Boom Radio t-shirt? And four, you should see what I'm wearing underneath. Is my Ankara trousers and all, you know, promoting a cross blend of the foreign and the local. So yeah, but that other part that he said, I'm new, I shall. You know, very soon we're going to talk about my bracelets too. But no, not Buddy, but nah. It's far from him, you know. No way, you know. So thanks for that though. You know, so the whole speech being leaked thing is that it's time for us in the media to also tell you that we are always privileged to have this information before it comes out.
Okay. Yeah.
And we are bound professionally not to release it, not even to your spouse. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Until the president's speech has been either read live or played back, because most times those things are recorded. That's it. I'm sorry we have to now break it down just to dispel all the talk about how did the speech leak. I don't think that, yes, it got into Showore's hand, because Showore is supposed to be the owner of a media platform. And a lot of journalists work for him. He also even says he's a journalist too, right? So we all have access to this thing. So it's not as if they had one powerful, clandestine, underground movement to get the speech. We get them, but we just don't put them out. And it's not only with the presidency, in sports, in everything, in entertainment. They send us songs before they release it to say, hold this song until Friday before you put it out. You know, so that just negates all of that.
However, shouldn't we also talk about how these things actually affect, how do I say it now, there is a level of, how do I say this? There is a level of there's a level of the profession, and you know, the things are held in high esteem, and the people that give you these things to understand, to hold in trust. Is it not part of, like, does this make any sense? When do we actually start having sense? Because it of course he posted it and it was cool, but as a journalist, it's not a good thing. If this next president's speech, nothing is being sent out, and then they now say everybody join NTA. Do you understand? These are things that I feel that discredit the journalism profession. And I get it. I know a lot of people say that Sahara reporters is their way and all that, but where do we draw the line, really and truly? I don't think it makes sense. At this point, it's not looking like it's making sense anymore.
Well, the thing is that anything that has to do with human beings, as long as there are other people involved, how do you control it? You can only tell for yourself that, okay, you trust yourself that you're not going to breach any professional
That's what
code.
I'm saying. So
but you can't speak for other people, because again, remember that everybody has vested interest, everybody has agenda and all of that. Even if it means people paying money to people to get access to this speech before time, they will go ahead and do it. And you know that you can only trust yourself. Anything can happen. However, I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it's a big deal because it shows you that the system is flawed and there must be a way around it, At times, people signed NDAs and all of that, and they still find a way to breach it, because there's no repercussions and everything. But maybe the government needs to tighten its nose around.
That's what I'm saying. It makes it worse because the basic things that you would normally get, you won't get those things anymore. Those privileges will not be there anymore. And I'm like, when do we now? And then you now say that the government is not giving because it's our way. Next thing you hear is the government is not giving what's the word? Journalists free hand, free speech. All those are usual noise. I'm like, people need to. But one thing I've just come to realize that it's obvious that a lot of people are really ignorant about a lot of things. So we are not even going to. There's no need to push some of these things now. So now let's get a lot of reactions from the president's speech. So the president said a lot, and a lot of people, more people are knocking the president's speech compared to a few people. However, take for example, Peter Obi had decided to say that the president, in his speech, one of the things that he said was to knock the president was that he did not talk about the security agencies attacking protesters and the treatment of protesters. According to him and a few other people, unlawful attack on protesters. However, still talking about that as well, SARAP has written to the Commonwealth to sanction Nigeria over attack and death of protesters. And I think that is a conversation we need to talk about. So, number one, I know that the idea of telling people not to protest is out the window. You can't say people should not protest. Now, there are court orders to where you should stay. I don't think, even if there are no court orders, protests and the way that a lot of people all over the world, it's obvious right now, not even just Nigeria, that there's nothing like peaceful protest. There's nothing. We see what's happening in the UK. We see what's happening in Bangladesh. We saw what happened in Kenya a few weeks ago. There's nothing like peaceful protest. However, since they were pushing peaceful protest, if it was not now becoming peaceful anymore, what did you think? Because I know a lot of people have issues with the fact that they were tear gassing people. So we were all here in 2020 when he said that police were shooting at people, and there was the talk of the massacre. Story for another day. However, now they are tear gassing you, but you still have a problem with it. We saw how in Lagos, take for example, on Saturday, how it took them to move people. People wanted to block the road. In fact, they also wanted to block the road again today. And I think that people need to realize that the minute you are infringing on another person's right, that is where your own right ends. I don't think Nigerians understand that concept.
Well, it's something that it's evolving. Knowing that, for instance, when it comes to protest, we also didn't have government going about it the legal way like this per se. You get it. It will either be that they're trying to completely suppress it, and all of that. But again, you see that government is trying to go to court. Some governors went to court. The federal government also went to court and got some kind of judgment to say, okay, yeah, go ahead with your protest as guaranteed by the law and all of that. So I think we're evolving into that country, hopefully, where we can actually have, for the life of me, I can't figure out why we think every protest has to be a riot. You get? But there's many interests that we need to look at. Whenever you hear about a protest, there are some people who their career is looting. So if there's no protest in 4 years, trust me, they're not making any income. But as soon as there's protest, you see them carrying all sorts of things, even the things that they do not understand and they cannot operate or use. You get, and then there are people who are actually genuinely going through a lot and who feel that the only way they can get through to the government is to make them understand by maybe causing some kind of traffic, on the road.
Okay, so how does that directly affect the president or the governor?
Because the news now gets to them. No,
just news.
Wait, please.
But your fellow human being has...
Sorry, please, can I get in a word? Take the case of Sheila, who is somewhere in Okokomaiko, and she has this pain that she can't get married. There's a lady that I saw a video of. Interestingly, she's an Ojekunle like Tokumbo Ojekunle. We're going to ask him about that lady, who's saying that, look, people are not getting married because of the hard times. I don't agree with her because last month I had 4 weddings. I attended 2. This month already is already there. Some people are even spending millions on Ashwebi. So, having said all of that, there are people like that who we would not have heard their voices if they didn't go out to protest. Okay. And if you sieve through the noise, you will get to see people who actually have genuine messages to pass to the government. Some people are not necessarily even going to be rude or discourteous. They are just really trying to get heard. And for as long as that's how they can get heard, then that's the way they're going to go about it. Yes, that's how they're going to go about it. By
disrupting other people's lives.
Yes, that's how they're going to go.
I think that is... okay.
I do not agree with it, but I'm telling you, for as long as that's the only way they can get through to their government, they will do it. You see, it is on the government to look at multiple channels of communication, and it has to be two-way. Look at it. President Bola Tinubu on Sunday, which was yesterday morning, decided to reel out the things that he has done to maybe use the word ameliorate the effects of the policy changes. Do you understand?
Yeah.
But people have heard that before, even from him, not too long ago. So it doesn't sound like you're responding to the protest. Do you understand? It just sounds like you're saying, look, no matter what happens,
so
this is what I have done. Okay, go ahead.
With what
I was trying to make a point, but go ahead. No, it's fine.
So
go
with
ahead.
what
let's
you said now, my question with a lot of people still protesting, and it might not sit well with a lot of people, is that I'm not sure a lot of people want to hear anything. Why I said so is, okay, remember we were having this conversation yesterday while someone said they don't have money for school fees. Go and collect a student loan.
Okay, Dolupo.
We were here this morning where we saw a post where someone was trying to swab the federal government. You had paid your school fees, but you now went to Nelfund page and were attacking them because you said that they had not funded your account for school fees. Apparently, they fund the school. You thought that money was coming to you because you wanted to use it to start a business.
When we were way younger, when we were in secondary school, we used to hear jokes, and some people actually did this joke in quote of how people would take we used to have the list of books that they would give us.
Yeah.
Take home so that your parents can buy these textbooks for you. And some people would look for a way to, like home science now or home economics. So the government says you need to buy a textbook on home, another textbook on economics, and all of that. That's that person trying to scam their parents, right? And that's the person paying their school fees. And government in this case is their parent. So you think that people will not try to scam government to get money because they don't understand that the structure for the student loan is not one that's going to be handing cash to you. People don't get that. You understand? And that's the point I was trying to make earlier about when people feel that they cannot get through to the government. And again, remember that at the Boomba, we're not just about talk and complaints and all. We're also about preferred solutions. Communication is best when it's two ways. Now, Mr. President has the Minister of Information. He has SA media, new media, old media, middle media. He has all of that contraption. What do the people have to get through to the president? That's one. Two, wouldn't it have been nice? Look, in the space of 1 year, I know that he will say, oh, he doesn't want to be distracted, he's working. If he had communicated more with the people. When I was telling some people last week about some of the things that this government has done, and these are enlightened people, they were all surprised. So there is a communication gap. Let us face these facts. Some of the people who didn't hit the street are people who now understood. For instance, the National Association of Nigerian Students did not come out officially to protest. What's their name? The Association of Nigerian Lecturers, the main one, ASU.
Yeah.
If those people, before they hear protest somewhere, they're jumping on it. They did not come out to protest. Do you know why? Because there's direct communication. Some of their demands are being met. Now, some of the demands of the Nigerian populace that will not fall into that category are being met or might be met, but how well are you communicating?
I get
and
it.
Communication is two-way. See, my advice to this president and all these governors, forget that old system of saying you're passing out press releases alone and everything. The media is there. Give us information. Give everybody information. Let them help you publicize. That's one. Two, town hall meetings are important. Don't be too big to allow even people from far-flung places to come to Abuja to listen, and they are publishing it, and people are also seeing it live and streaming and all of that. Technology is there for you. Use it. But you must communicate, and you must also get feedback. One of the biggest problems that people have when they're in government is not even government alone, in power or they are rich. You're running a business. You don't have feedback from your customers because you're shielded by your lieutenants. But it would be nice to hear from the people. And I'm telling you that if you do it more often, more frequently, and it's two-way communication, there will be fewer cases of people saying they are hitting the streets for one reason or the other. This is me preferring a solution. You know that, like right now, everywhere is tense. There's a global recession, even if they've not called it that. It's happening everywhere. So any small thing now, protest. Any small thing now, riot. Look at the UK. Look at Ghana with their protest last week. Look at Bangladesh with the prime minister running away. Do you understand? So at times, it's just a tiny thing that will trigger something way beyond your control. And you're like in your own mind, oh, I have this thing on lock. I'm going to be the best president Nigeria has ever seen. Even after they've complained, they're going to say thank you to me. If they don't give you a chance, Nko, you have to be smart. You have to be creative. But you must communicate. Look, inundate people with information. Look at, we had a president that said he was going to fix one of the major roads in Nigeria. Every 400 meters that you drive on that road was a billboard that they are going to fill. The man spent 8 years. I didn't mention his name. The road was not fixed.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But we all had hope when we were seeing that, Omo, see this billboard. This road is going to be fixed. So communicate. Okay. Communicate.
Chief Ori Koko says, are they still protesting? Laugh out loud. We all know who's funding Sahara reporters. They have given Showore over $2 million since 2016. It's online. Ford Foundation, HRC, etc. Showore is an agent. So the number one problem I have with Omoyele Showore, and do I feel that a lot of these protests are now being funded? Yes, I think I do agree that they're funded. One of my issues with it is you can't tell me to go and protest and you're not in the country. It is that contradiction that does not make any sense to me.
Will everybody think like you?
I'm just saying, like, it's just an opinion. Like, I'm not saying that the government is great or people shouldn't protest. You cannot be urging me to go and protest and you are not here. And you are telling me that you're protesting virtually. That is the biggest fraud I think anybody can commit.
During the NSAS protest, which is something that started, spontaneously, then it became something else. I remember when they were chasing Showore away from the protest site.
Yeah.
Why did the people chase him away? Not like they had a meeting and said, if Showore comes, chase him away.
No.
But they saw him, and they saw him in a particular light, and they chased him away.
I agree.
And that's one thing I like the guy for. Anywhere we protest him, my guy go shoot him.
It's let's call it a spade a spade. At this point, it's obvious that a lot of people, like the post that I saw the post that Sarah had put. Someone I went to actually, I don't know where they find out these things. That everybody is looking for grants. That Serap has made over $2 million. They collected over $2 million in grants. So, of course.
But I told you they have to go to court
It's
all the time.
they have to go to court,
But
and that money has to be spent somehow. But this is where my problem is with the Nigerian people. And I know that you talked about it on Friday, how everybody has something. There's almost nobody you can trust. You think that there's a lot of distrust from the government angle. Sadly, that has been happening for years. So even if you think that you're doing something good, it how do I explain it now? It will take years of orientating people that you're different. That's one. Two, the so-called civil society organizations and all. Also, because being in the media, we've seen how we know how these CSOs and all these pressure groups and all that is all funded.
Standard.
Do you understand? So you now wonder, like, who is now really fighting for the people? How unfortunately a lot of people don't realize that they are just keying into somebody's gist and they are using you to make money.
When we talked about it on Friday, I might have sounded a little bit off initially. Then maybe I got through and I saw Dolupo also saw some things from it and all. And it's the truth. There's actually nobody fighting for the masses at the moment. The masses are on their own, and everybody's using them. Government is alleged to be sponsoring people to go anti-protest group side. Politicians are also trying to tell their people don't protest and whatever. You see, government. I separated government and politicians deliberately. Then the activists. There are different
activists. They are
different.
That's the word.
Activists.
Activists.
Some are referred to as cashtivists. But whatever category it is, they are only using the people.
That's the
truth.
That's the part that hurts me the most.
Can we talk about the flags now?
We're still talking about it. So
the blue, white, and red.
The blue, white, and red flags. So today, a couple of, I think some of them were found. They were seen in Abuja, some in Kaduna, some in Kano. Apparently, so in Kaduna, the governor, there's also now curfew in Kaduna as well. There's almost curfew in all the states in the north. Looks like the north is really not having it. They're still looting and all that in Kaduna. Now they've enforced the 24-hour curfew also in Plateau State as well. Now these Russian flags seemed to have surfaced. I saw a video where the DSS, a picture where DSS had arrested a tailor. However, I saw another video where there were a lot of tailors that were sewing this Russian flag. And it's not even about the Russian flag or anything. For me, you know why this thing saddens me is the level of ignorance of people.
You call it ignorance?
Okay, so what's the Russian flag supposed to do?
Okay.
Putin is supposed to come and say, my people are looking for me in Nigeria.
The first question that first thing that we need to take a look at is that some have called this end bad governance protest. Some have called it the hunger protest. Abi, we've had about 2 or 3 different angles to this. Some people are saying, look, what's causing the hunger is the removal of subsidy and the floating of naira. So reverse those things immediately and the protest will end. Do you understand? That's what a lot of people have talked about. Where is the flag coming from? Which category of the protest? It falls into the end bad governance. No, this one is actually saying regime change. They're actually asking for regime change. The flags, I think they first popped up in Kano.
Yeah, it's a lot in the north. And now it's in Nasarawa, it's in Zamfara.
And excuse me, people. If people are hungry and they are protesting, where are they getting money?
The money for the flag.
For flags.
I swear.
It's the same way one lady was selling protest t-shirts 6,000 naira and face cap for 5K. Some people said it's 3K. I said, what's the difference?
What's the difference?
People have to wear uniform to protest. People that are protesting about high cost of living must buy you. Now they have flags. Who's giving them those flags? Someone is paying those tailors to mass produce the flags. Now, what's the motive behind the flags? We will get to it. They will come out with it now. Whoever is behind it, you get. But now that you have the tailors, at least they are being paid.
Yes.
So the tailors should point you in the right direction. Now, Dolupo talked about ignorance. I just still see ignorance mixed with hunger. It's a bad combination. It's a terrible combination.
So you will just do anything you won't think.
They won't. It's a terrible combination. You understand? So it's not just ignorance.
So you're going to go to jail. You don't have money.
Look.
You are ignorant. Yeah. And then you will now land in jail.
The young man that was telling someone, he was telling a Yoruba actor, what's her name again? This Edo lady who acts movies. The guy was telling her that if she wants to arrest anybody, that she should start with him. That she should use him as what's it called now? As a scapegoat.
Yeah.
And they did. Then they found out that man was actually from a very, very humble background. Let me use the word humble. Another guy had gone on social media one time to malign the name of the governor of Lagos's social media essay on social media, Gawat. And the Gawat people actually just followed through the law and got the guy. And when they found out that the guy's father was guess what? The gate man, hard-working man that is trying to send his own child to school, and you're on social media causing problems. Do you understand? What I'm trying to say in essence is that one of the guys that was attacking Tony Aimaku, according to the people who are following up, they said the guy confessed that he was paid. Do you understand?
Yeah,
now, so if someone is going to pay you
to go to jail,
it won't be 10K.
Let the
now.
money. See, there's
And
something that you said. I say that you don't. You said I should not be saying some of those things. What is worth doing at all is worth doing well.
No, you see, but anybody committing a crime does not believe that they'll get caught.
If you will do what will land you in jail,
you don't
at least go to jail like a Bobrisky, coming out like a babe.
The triumphant entry.
At least. Go and come back looking chubby.
Triumphant re-entry.
Go and come back looking chubby. You cannot. No.
So, in essence, let us not rule out the fact that at times, you are actually driven by your reality that where's the next meal going to come from? And it's the same tool that politicians have used against people for years.
Sure.
You know, you come to them, you tell them, oh, vote for me, I'll do this, I'll do that. And it was enlightening for me when one of the there was this reverend that came to my church many years ago and said that if someone came to your house and said, I want to help you wash your clothes, sweep the floor and everything, take money, let me do this job for you, that what would be your reaction? Would you just jump at it? I mean, I'll be like, what's your motive? Why are you paying me to serve me? He said that's exactly what politicians have been doing. And think about it. A politician comes here and says, hey, take 10,000 naira, take bag of rice, or take 3 cups of rice. I'm going to do the best thing for you. Trust me, there's something behind that. And that's the truth. Is. And nobody should come here and tell us otherwise. That's the truth. Why are you paying me to serve me?
To serve me.
So a lot of them are not service driven. So it's the same thing. And at the end of the day, everything that's happening here is political. Everything that you are seeing with protest is political. Again, for me, I will say it over and over again. If you have ever contested an election, you can never come back to me and say you're an activist. Never. If you have ever contested an election, you can never tell me you are leading a protest or your people are leading a protest.
Okay, so BT616 says the same people protesting will still vote for Atiku, Obi, and Tinubu on serious people.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, I think that it's a lot of ignorance, but like you also said, it is ignorance mixed with.
It's a terrible combination.
Yes, it's a horrible combination. It actually just doesn't make any sense. However, still talking about the protest, SSANU and NASU decided to suspend. They are supposed to have a planned indefinite strike over their 4 months withheld salaries, but they're saying that because of the protests going on in the country, they're going to stop it.
See, SSANU and NASU, you people deserve small care. Wait.
It is. It's all this.
Wait. Let me get this.
But they're being sensitive to the plight of the people.
They're not being sensitive. Let me give you sensitive. You want to see another angle?
Okay.
Don't they look your own before you alone? You want to see another angle?
Which angle?
Okay, they are being sensitive according to Dolupo.
Don't be saying according to Dolupo like as if it's
No.
Dolupo. Oh.
No, I'm quoting you verbatim. You said they are being sensitive.
No, you say according to Dolupo like.
Okay,
They are people.
Sorry, according to Dolupo. Is that better?
Just say what you want.
Okay.
To say. You already made
According
your
to
points.
Dolupo, they are being sensitive.
Yeah, according to Dolupo.
According to me, the only problem is that it's like when you have many children and one wants to get your attention by crying and the other one says, you want to cry, we will cry more than you. So the loudest crier is crying now.
At the moment, so you know that
the one that was planning to cry before this crier
I
came.
say my go cry cannot be this loud.
If I cry, they won't hear me. So okay, cry your cry.
Let me you finish your own cry, then we'll start our own.
That's how SSANU and these people are. You think that they are just
anyway
lost, they are lost in the system, and they cannot coast on the back of this protest.
They can't. They definitely
so
cannot.
That's why they say they are.
I think they're being sensitive. They know when to. They are giving
sensitive.
themselves. No, what I mean by sensitive is they are reading the room. They are reading the room.
Which
That's
room?
You cannot take away from there. However, the federal government has released 570 billion naira grants to the state governments for livelihood support.
Now let me tell you one of the reasons. You know, you asked a question about President Tinubu's speech and if it was necessary, if it was okay, and all of that. I think one of the biggest mistakes he has made is not making people realize that yes, I have removed subsidy and it's a problem, but it should be telling them about what their governors should be doing for them based on those policies and palliatives and even long-term and short-term goals. Do you understand? Now Nigeria is talking about Nigeria planning to farm 10 million hectares of land for food. Niger State is targeting 1 million of 10 million. 1 million of 10 million is 10% of what Nigeria plans to feed the entire nation and even the rest of Africa if possible. Do you understand? Because we're not even farming a quarter of that, and at least we're still feeding ourselves, even if it's expensive at times because of the seasons. Now, which means that maybe 9 other governors target 1 million hectares could hit the federal government target of 10 million hectares of food farming. Yeah? So if one governor in Niger State, I'm sure Niger people will think this Niger guy is paying us for this. But if one governor is doing so well with farming,
what about the other governors? Yeah.
There's a state in the southwestern part of Nigeria that is at least 4 times, at least it's bigger than 4 states in the southeast, if not 5. That state, what are they doing about farming? The land mass that they have. We've talked about it over and over and over again, but it's obvious that they're not serious. They say Lagos doesn't have land. Do you know that there's this serious farming going on in Lagos now?
In Lagos, the little that they have.
The little land that they have, very structured farming. In Badagry and Epe.
570 billion to the governors. If I'm Tinubu, I'll be doing weekly address on how much the governors are collecting.
Simple.
As high as 157% increase in monthly allocation. Let's face State House.
That's it now. So you're doing a speech and you're taking on even the problems of the governors.
Of the governors as well. I think that.
Guys, make una calm down. These are the things that your governors should be doing for you, and they're not doing it. Go and ask your governors why they are not doing it. The FAAC account, we're talking about it last week now. There's a particular state that got 40-something billion.
Talking about that allocation now, Oyo State local government chairman has said that they are leaving ALGON and that they want the federal government to pay their allocation through the state government. The state. And now that this is a lot of conversation. Now what we don't know yet is because there's not been a difference or maybe a reply from the federal government. We don't know, are they going back to court? Because now the question will be, is the federal government going to pay to the state? According to, if we stick to what the Supreme Court says, every kobo for the local government should go to the local government. So if these ones now say that they don't want the money, what happens? Is the federal government not going to pay them? Is the federal government going to defy the, defy the judgment of the Supreme Court and Why are they hell-bent or not? Is there something else wrong with this issue in Oyo State?
Let's delve into this, right? Let's dive right into it. Let's first explain for those who might not know that ALGON is the umbrella body for all the local governments in Nigeria. And that body has now been emboldened and empowered by the Supreme Court pronouncement based on the case that the federal government took about basically achieving what everybody has always prayed for, local government autonomy. Now, it is hard to fathom how the chairmen in Oyo State now have freedom to actually get allocations direct and work for the people who have elected them, in quotes. And they're saying, no, we don't want. Give the money to states.
Aye, sir.
It is hard. No. No. Now,
I just had to ask.
now, asking the federal government to pay to the state is contrary to the law. And it is, you see, and this is my problem with government. If they have to employ more people, let them employ more people. You shouldn't let this thing fester. That's how some other governors who have been looking for a loophole will say, okay,
find a
is this the way?
Yeah.
But let them quickly know. If the Attorney General of Nigeria needs to quickly respond. Doesn't he have a media team to respond to the people in Oyo to say, forget, this is what the Supreme Court said. If you are pulling out of ALGON, pull out of ALGON. That doesn't mean that we're going to pay any money to your state.
To your state governor.
I'm not sure ALGON was mentioned in that case. Do you understand?
Yeah, ALGON had nothing to do with the case.
So, but because ALGON is threatening to sue some states now,
Yeah.
that's what they are afraid of. Or maybe they've been cajoled or pressured. I don't know. I don't have the facts on
But
that.
honestly,
So I can't speak
Kilo
to that.
Gogon, like,
I can't speak
what
to that.
exactly
But
is going
local
on?
government autonomy is the way forward for us as a country. We need to reorientate people. We're talking about how we need to understand the structure of governance. We should maybe release a song called Structure of Governance. Every time you see a bad road in front of your house, you are living in a trunk C road. And you're always going to talk about the president.
BT616 says the local chairmen of women are apparently from Samaria. I want weary wow.
Samaria, the story in the Bible of
wow.
Alanu, Samaria, the what's Alanu thing again? The charitable person from Samaria. What, there's an English word for
Samaritan.
The Samaritan. Thank you. It was coined from this reference that BT616 has made.
No.
So what is,
I don't think that's what he's referring. It's not Alanu Samaria.
I
think that what he's saying is it's the different. Okay, yes, it's Samaria. I thought of something else.
Yeah, I'm inferring that what he's saying is that, okay, you know what? We're so nice. Just give the money that you should give us to the state government as their own Samaritan offering.
Let's call a spade a spade. It is obvious right now.
It's not obvious. It can be inferred. It can be deduced.
Okay.
It is not obvious.
It can be deduced that the governor needs this money so bad.
Maybe.
Because what's in the world? Are we joking? In 2024.
But I think it can be quickly shut down. It can be quickly shut down.
I think the Attorney General, the federal government
saying
needs
the Supreme Court was very clear about that judgment.
Yeah.
There was nothing vague
or
about
maybe
it.
there's no need to, what's it called? Nobody gets anything.
And that's what it is now.
There's even no need to have a conversation, or by the time they are paying everybody else, they don't pay you.
Yeah.
Simple and short.
I just don't know why, anybody would hate the fact that you're bringing government closer to the people.
I actually don't get it.
Taking pressure off the state, isn't it supposed to be a beautiful thing?
No.
And again, ask, is there any governor that can hit their chest boldly and say that they can fix all the local government roads? That they can perform all the duties. What they want is to get the allocation of the local government, the IGR of the local government, but not the hardship and the work of the local government. And who's going to suffer at the end of the day? It's the people.
I don't know. It doesn't.
So this one shouldn't even get to the president's table. The Attorney General should be able to nip this one in the bud this. Like,
so
pull out of ALGON, nobody's forcing you.
Says, you two are missing the point. It is harder for them to steal now. They're better off stealing from the little given to them because they can hide under the joint account clause.
Yeah, but that's what we want.
Let everybody, there's no need. So it makes sense.
You know, the beauty of it is that the federal government and everybody, and even you and me, our eyes are on them now.
Yeah.
So, and it is obvious because they do not have the immunity clause that protects governors. Yeah. So it's obvious that any local government that starts to dip in without using some kind of smart production system to cover up whatever they plan to steal,
you're gone.
You're going to pay for it.
You are a goner.
So we do know, but we have to stay within the law to say, you know what, let us have autonomy. Then it's now up to them to decide if they are going to be smart by working for the people or listening to the piper.
Now, the court, interestingly, another court, now a court in Lagos State, has now stopped the sale of Nigeria Air to Ethiopian Airlines.
Is this just some kind of formality?
Yeah, I think they've officially...
Because that deal is dead already.
Yeah, I think maybe some formality. They've declared null and void the sale of Nigerian Air to Ethiopian Airlines. I think this was basically, like you said, a formality. Now there's no conversation. No, however, remember that this case, I don't think it's a formality. This case has been since... Remember all the airlines that came together then to sue. So it is that case actually that now just has a judgment now. What if it had been so? Why did it take so long? Like, that is so... Anyway, Chief Onekoko says, number 2, joint account absolves them of any responsibility. Once you remove the we don't control our allocation issues, then the accountability and performance will be next. One Dolupo. Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I agree with you.
It's looking like that.
They all don't want the accountability to it.
Not all at this point.
Oyo State.
The Oyo State,
local government. And if it's not that you want to be dubious,
well, you gotta hide, man.
What do you have to hide? It doesn't make any sense. You're not dubious.
Before the pronouncement by the Supreme Court, you would find a few of the Lagos State LCDA chairmen and chairmen actually publicizing their works. Since that pronouncement, some of them have now gone into full overdrive. Like every day or every week, they are showing people projects. Do you understand? Oh, we're going to do 12 roads. We're going to do 100 roads. We have done X number. We're going to...
It's interesting.
I'm not seeing people in other parts of Nigeria doing it.
Anyway,
it's just majorly the local government in Lagos.
Kogi State officials have now officially surrendered themselves to the EFCC. There is a 46 billion naira corruption scandal saying that money was removed from the Kogi State account. But these people have now surrendered themselves to the EFCC. Now, moving quickly.
Under which governor did this alleged?
I don't know exactly, but
okay,
they've surrendered themselves.
So now, where's the white meow?
Why are you asking me now?
The white meow.
You are looking for trouble. Anyway, INEC has also registered 177,914 new voters ahead of the Edo and Ondo elections. Now, moving on from that, the gist that I wanted, which was sweet to me this morning, is the fact that Nigerian government, through the Ministry of Interior, issued a travel alert for its citizens planning to go to the UK.
I think I see something drop on your screen.
Okay, so BT616 says if they like, let them donate their allocations to Sheyi Olorila. EFCC will be waiting for them. Oh my God.
It's important that EFCC is waiting.
EFCC is waiting for them. And I think that the Attorney General is waiting for a lot of people.
It should.
Because I think last week he was still at an event and he still made mention of it. I said, Daddy, we get it.
No, if he doesn't reiterate it, they will not hear it. They will think it's a joke.
Be coming down.
You know, so this other story that Dolupo just brought up is one of the highlights of me being a Nigerian this year. If you notice that last week, when there were talks of riots or protests in Nigeria,
they were very quick.
The embassies,
it's almost like that's all they live for.
Those countries, they were all saying, travel advisory. Nigeria is this, Nigeria is that. Now, it's not like I'm happy that there's all this wala in the UK.
Shout out to Olubumitunji Ojo. Shout out to you.
Nigeria has officially, I think for the first time, I've never
the Ministry of
issued a travel advice, and this is what we're talking about.
What happened to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs? You did not see it to do. It had to be Ministry of Interior that had to be useful to you people.
Well, Interior Sha done it.
Anyway, Sha.
Bottom line is that. Now, so let's talk about the travel advisory. If you're heading to the UK, please be safe out there.
Yes, we actually do.
You know, we've seen the videos. A lot of.
Chief Odikoko says, Dolupo, stop being petty. I'm petty, and I'm going to sit in my pettiness. I'm going to.
I don't think it's petty. It's actually important news.
It's a lot of
because we all have
violence.
family and friends traveling.
Yeah, it's a lot of violence in the UK.
They have to be careful.
Very careful. It's not safe.
Please take the travel advisory serious.
It's not safe. Please take it seriously.
Please.
Thanks. Just wanted to put it out.
Just be safe out there.
Anyway, talking about protests. There are over 400 people that have been arrested in the UK over the protest that has been going on. However, the Prime Minister also made a speech yesterday that I saw, and I was like, if Tinubu had made this speech, Jesus Christ. The man was not trying to be nice. He wasn't trying to explain. He went further to say that not just people rioting, if you had written stuff online, you are going to get arrested. Yeah. And I think we should stop being sentimental with some things. The amount of hate and chaos, people that don't leave their house but write a lot of things on social media, I think that it needs to be curbed.
You see, I'm going to digress to Bangladesh to prove a point about what Dolupo is talking about and what happened in the UK and the emphatic response by the UK PM.
Yeah.
I see Nigerians celebrating that there was a protest, or there is an ongoing protest in Bangladesh, and over 78 people are said to 70 people have been killed.
Yeah.
And I saw a guy write it on Twitter, like, but the students did not give up, even after 70-something of them were killed, and now the Prime Minister is on the run and all of that.
So how is it okay?
And the person is actually encouraging Nigerian students. Do you understand?
So how is it okay for 78 people
and this person that's writing this thing lives in the UK.
Yeah.
The person lives in the UK and is telling Nigerians that look at what happened in Bangladesh. So imagine if somebody who is also living in Bangladesh is telling the people in the UK to see, look at what happened in Bangladesh. So the Prime Minister of the UK has already come out and he was very emphatic about it, because if he's not, you don't know where the influence is going to come from. And everybody thinks that they have a monopoly of madness or craziness when they hit the streets for protest and all of that. Look at the looting that was happening across the UK yesterday. Now, in response, I saw videos, and you will not be able to believe that that's Manchester. Because now, the people that they were targeting of a certain sect or religion have now hit the streets also.
Yeah, they
this
definitely.
Is a recipe
for disaster, serious disaster. It's and
really and truly, the businesses that were looted in the UK, or they were also looted in Nigeria, were those the people that offended you? Are those the people you are fighting against? Yes, someone killed someone, and the person that they're referring to is said to be actually of African descent, but actually born in the UK. Then you're attacking people who look like him, and now some people are saying they have this immigration issue, which I totally agree with them, that it's their country and they can actually limit how people come and go. If they don't, they're in trouble.
However,
so at this rate, if you're not a thief, if you're not a thug, if you're not a bad person, you would actually even go and protect those businesses while you're still protesting for maybe your anti-immigration laws,
think that people
or
just
your
need to be careful.
Hunger or whatever.
Let's
but look at you always attacking private businesses and individuals.
You see the chaos that is happening, like in Kaduna now. And then the funny thing is that, take for example, in Nigeria, the next thing you hear is that the military will roll out in some of the states, and they will not start hearing that people are being attacked. But these things could have been avoided only if you just have small sense. Small, not so much, but just small sense. However, like I had said in Bangladesh, the military has now taken over in Bangladesh. The Prime Minister has flown to India and has resigned. It actually just does not make any sense. So now, before we quickly go, a bit of updates from Paris Olympics. It is official. Blessing Oburududu has now moved on to the quarterfinals. She did not start well. However, it was said that in the first 3 minutes she had conceded 2 points of the bout. However, in the second half, she scored 6 consecutive points to win the match 8-2. Yeah,
that's a massive one because she's our medal prospect. It looks like wrestling might be the one to save us. We are still expecting a few medals in athletics, and hopefully our girls on Wednesday will face they'll face Goliath and maybe they will get some kind of Davidic victory.
Victory.
You know?
Also,
Simone Biles actually, she's failed at her attempt to win one more gold medal in I think it's the beam or so. She
fell.
She finished 5th or so, and of course that's a sad one.
Sad one for the US because her teammates also fell as well, and that one too ended up being 6th. So it's not great for the US. However, in better news for the US. For the first time in 20 years, they actually won
100 meters.
100 meters gold in 100 meters. However, in 16 years, nobody has been able to beat Usain Bolt's record.
Yeah, nobody will beat it for now. But you see, at times when they say someone has a big nose or a long nose, don't listen to them. You might win gold medal. It was the closest finish I've ever seen of any 100 meters race.
Oh yeah,
it's called a photo finish.
It was just a fantastic.
And the guy's nose was the
medal
winning part of his body.
You know, people were now comparing it to when Usain Bolt used to run. I'm like, nah.
No, that's a different era.
That guy.
Dolupo, this is the body part Olympics.
But
this guy's nose won gold.
Everybody.
Another guy's
how people without winning actually had beaten their own country's records.
Yeah.
Already.
So this is also the first time that the entire field of runners all did sub 10. You know, they all did sub 10. Then another guy in I think it was pole vault. Sorry, Sha. His body parts. One particular part of his body.
It was too much.
Did not do well for him.
Anyway, BT616 has quite a number of things to say. He says that they're saying Osimhen doesn't want Chelsea, Arsenal, or PSG. Chifoni Koko says, how's my daughter Toby Amusho doing so far?
Yeah,
so she's not started. She's her own has not started.
The others will start soon.
Yeah, it's a lot of prospects from her as well. BT616 says, but 2 people's foot crossed before the American now Ojoro. So it's not about the foot.
It's not the first. It's the
your torso, actually.
That's why they're always deep. Do you understand?
It's your torso. So it's not Ojoro, actually.
Yeah, it's not Ojoro.
Yeah, it's very debatable, though. Especially, it's only if you actually look at it through different camera angles. It was a fantastic race.
So for me, it's beyond that race. You know, Noah Lyles is one of my favorite people because last year he called out majorly the NBA. There's how these Americans do sports. And they'll tell you it's the world championship. What world championship? It's just you people playing amongst yourselves. They don't play world championship.
So,
and the guy said, "Look, you can't." Be, and they wanted to kill him. But look at him
however, BT616 said, "So long leg is now a liability."
Yes, now his big nose.
More like big body is a better,
or nose.
Just push your head.
Push your nose
forward. Basically, the issue why we didn't have issues like that when it came to Usain Bolt was. Usain Bolt gave everybody gap, so there was no conversation.
You have not heard of our good friend Ben Johnson, have you?
No.
Leave this juice. Although Ben Johnson was using.
So basically, that's it. But to me, I think it was a fantastic race because everybody.
I'm just happy that Noah Lyles won.
No,
that's all.
Anyway, Sha, other news. Bobrisky is out.
Yeah, Dolupo has a lot to say about that.
No, it's just that he looks very fresh, very chubby. I just want to ask.
Did you say E?
He said he cut. Don't be deceived.
But the one we saw today, was he a he?
It's he that, according to the law, is a he. I don't know anything about everybody. However, I want to ask just one question before we go. Did they carry makeup artists to the place?
Isn't it obvious? Did you hear they said they were rolling a convoy from prison?
That makeup, that pancake was really serious. Anyway, Sha, I'm sure that in the next couple of hours there will be a lot of lives. Bobrisky will soon be out and we'll see all those things. Okay, BT616 what we leave says Usain Bolt could have run below 9.5 if he wanted to. The man was waving to friends, calling his girlfriend and relaxing before the race.
He did all of that.
Yeah, I totally agree.
He did all of that.
Anyway,
he even had time to charge his phone and come back.
And all that still, nobody has still beaten his record up till now. Anyway, on that note, that is all we have take today on the bar. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the comments. We'll be back again tomorrow at 3 p.m. West African time to give you another wonderful edition of the Boom Bar. Do have a beautiful, beautiful day ahead. Peace.